Yeah. 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 What's up, sheeple? Yeah. Yo, I did not think that I would be this excited for my 27 and 36 Spurs to be back. I never thought in a million years I'd be this happy. I was actually just the other day, I was like, you know what? Screw it. It's over. The NBA is not coming back. Who cares? We're not making the playoffs. And then as soon as I saw that announcement that the Spurs were back, I lost my mind, dog. I lost my mind. You late though? What I'm late for? What you mean? I wanted to get more information before I even talked about it. Like, there's so much information coming out now about what's going to happen, how things are going to go, what they're going to do, what the tournament look like. Man, I just want to know, dude. Anybody that's coming in here, I want to know. Do you guys think? Do you think that we'll make the playoffs? Number one, do you want us to make the playoffs? Number two, if we made the playoffs, do you think we can go on a run? I don't know, man. I don't know. Number one, me personally, I definitely think we can make the playoffs. Now, yeah, I know it's a tough question because I'm like, okay, we can make the playoffs, right? Obviously, I think a lot of people agree the Spurs can probably make the playoffs, capable of doing it. I mean, we're literally a game away through all the way to, because we're 12th seed right now, all the way to 9th seed, we're like a game apart. And if we, let's say just hypothetically we win out, I think we will be ninth if we won out. If the Grizzlies won out and then we won out, we'd be like ninth. And then that's when the tournament would start, right? So, and the reason being is because I think we have to go against some of those teams. I haven't looked at I know it got announced today, but I haven't looked at the 8 teams that we have to face. But I'm pretty sure a few of them are the teams under the ninth spot. I mean, it was 8th spot. It's the only thing that makes sense for us to even be in, position to try to get in at that spot. But yeah, man, I'm with it, dog. I'm excited. I want us to go on a run. Yeah. Are we capable of doing it? Yes, we have the talent. We got the coaching. Are we going to do it? I don't know. If near history has shown us anything, it doesn't really seem like we would. But hey, might as well keep hope alive. I don't even know why the Steelers got this on. Oh crap! I just dropped some. But yeah, well, I mean, what do you guys think? I don't know why I had that on. Grizzlies will have to mess up bad. Not necessarily. I mean, are you saying for us to take the 8th spot, right? Yeah, they will have to mess up like crazy. But I mean, even if they stay in the 8th spot, it's not guaranteed. Like, 9th will go against the 8th, and then anything can happen. So I don't know. I'm with it though, because this is my thoughts on it. Okay, this is my thoughts. This is what's been going on in my brain the last few days as far as this tournament and trying to make the playoffs and all that's been going on. I personally think that the situation, because basketball is coming quick, all right? These guys have been off for months. A lot of them haven't been able to go to a gym. I know, we've seen footage of Patty Mills working out at home and stuff like that. Lonnie Walker working out at home. But these guys have not been able to go to a gym, and a lot of them don't have, private basketball courts that they can just go to all the time. So they're going to be rusty. I think they're having like a little, training camp, kinda, just for a few weeks or something before coming back at the end of July. They're going to have a chance to practice up to that, at least a month of practice. But I'm going to tell you, dude, they're going to be rusty. If you think about the beginning of the season, like even after training camp, you think at the beginning of each season, regular NBA seasons, teams are rusty. And they're going to be rusty. And I think the only thing that's on our side, other than any other team, is going to be coaching, because it's going to take a lot of coaching. It's going to take a lot of willpower, a lot of putting people in the right positions. So I think it's going to take a lot of coaching, and I think that's the one advantage we have over a lot of teams, is that we have the coaching to get us in the position or to basically encourage us to keep going. And then you think about it again, they've been off for so long. The only point of the season where the Spurs have looked great or looked like, oh my God, we might do something this year was the very beginning of the season. If we can go back to what we were doing at the very beginning of the season and we go on a run, start off like that, go on a run, no telling, dude. No telling. And I don't want to say that I'm not going to put this on anybody or say, oh, this is definitely going to happen or I want this to happen. But I'm going to tell you, there's probably going to be a few injuries. Now, I just have a hard time believing it won't be any injury. And that might play against us. It might play for us. I don't know. But it's going to be some injuries. But with that being said, we're so good at managing team or players' minutes, making sure they stay healthy. We probably won't even have to worry about that. Part of the reason I think Lonnie Walker haven't gotten as many minutes as we wished as fans is because of the injury last season. But we're gonna see. Let's see. I think we can, but we won't. I think Grizzlies are a step ahead of everyone else, though. Yeah. I mean, Grizzlies have played tremendous, but I don't know the position that they're in. The Grizzlies are like this, man. It's Ja Morant or bust. I almost said Ja Rule. Oh my God, with the pandemic and everything going on, every time I think of like a catastrophe now, I think of or a disaster, I think of Ja. But no, Ja Morant is like everything. He's everything to the Grizzlies. He is like it's Ja Morant or bust at this point. Like. That's just real talk. It is Ja Morant or bust. So if he can't go, or if he's a little really rusty, it might hurt them quite a bit. You know what I'm saying? Hey, give me 1 second. Don't leave the chat. Just give me a millisecond. Hold on. All right, I'm back. Hopefully I wasn't gone that long. See, man, I hate that. I tell people, yo, just stick around. And we already dropped like 4 or 5 people. Like, just stick around. It's okay. I'm not saying I'm going to be right back. I mean it. I'm going to be right back. But yeah, it's Ja Morant or bust for the Grizzlies, dude. So, as far as that's concerned, I mean, it literally is one player or nothing. And if he's rusty, they're going to suffer. And you can't say that with a straight face when it comes to the Spurs. You can't say that. You can't say one player goes down for the Spurs right now and everything's done. No, the problem with the Spurs have been who's been playing, the extent they've been playing, who's guarding who, not playing Derek White with DeJounte. It's been stuff like that. But as far as the talent, the Spurs is packed with talent, dude. We are packed with it. And another thing that I want to mention too, if you're thinking about because look, I know I joked earlier about the 27-36 record, right? It's awful. We played awful this season, just dreadful. Okay, but at the same time, if you really, really think about it, near the end of the season, Keldon Johnson was starting to get implemented, and we started looking much better. We started looking more like an overall decent, now I'm not gonna say really good or nothing like, but decent defensive team. We started looking better when Keldon started being able to get his playing time, and he started to get to play a little bit more. We looked much better. So with that being said, I think that if Keldon Johnson gets the minutes that he really needs, it's obvious that he should be getting minutes. We're gonna look even better. And if you can start playing, hopefully it took some time. I mean, this has been a lot of time off. Hopefully the coaching staff had took some time and said, if it comes back, what are we going to do? Because I know that R.C. Buford has talked about how the Spurs staff have been doing Zoom meetings and stuff like that. So they've been having meetings. And I'm sure they've already discussed what they're going to do, how they're going to go about it. And there's one thing, here's another thing that's scary about the Spurs right now, right? When we're in the season and you're trying to make court adjustments or game-to-game adjustments, and you're on a back-to-back and you got to go travel here and try to make adjustments, you don't have a lot of time to make adjustments. The reason why people say after All-Star break is when it picks up is because that break that those teams have, that's a good chance to look at your players, look at what you're doing right, what you're doing wrong, adjust for the second half of the season. How do you think Popovich is going to do, and that coaching staff is going to do, Becky, Timmy, how do you think they're going to do after having like March, April, May, June, about 3 months? How do you think they're going to do having 3 months to prepare for when the NBA comes back? They're probably going to be nasty, especially looking at what type of team we have now. It usually takes an off season to adjust because, like I said, every game is like back to back, back to back, back to back. They've had 3 months. I guarantee you, Popovich, Becky, and Timmy have not been laid back chilling. I'm guarantee you that they've been looking at film. They've been talking about what type of personnel that they think we should do when it comes back. They're going to be prepared, and I think they'll be more prepared than any other team. So I think that's something to think about. I think you actually do need to sit back and say, you know what? Yeah, the Spurs were ass near the end of the season. Yeah, they were trash. We all saw it. Well, now near the end of the season they were better, but most of the season we were trash. We were inconsistent. We didn't know what we were doing. Certain players would play and guard certain players. We're like, why are you guarding him? Why is this player in? Why is Marco in over Lonnie right now? It was a lot of that. But I think them having this span to sit back and reevaluate the situation or reevaluate where we are right now, we're in good position, man. We're in really good position. I think they're going to be all right, and I think we'll have an advantage over any other team as far as how this hiatus has went. And yeah, I mean that's just how I think about it. That's how I feel about it. I know that a lot of people probably don't feel that way. They're probably like, yo, no, you're in denial or whatever. But I don't know, man. You should make a song about the NBA coming back, or maybe a skit or something. Dude, my last song did not do that well. I was like, dude, what's the point? Like, I don't know. I want to start doing like little documentaries too, but I was like, I was kind of irritated by that because it was too much effort to not like pick up. It was kind of irritating, to be honest with you. I heard they were having age restrictions. If that's the case, that means Timmy and Becky. Yeah, as far as the age restrictions are concerned, I heard that too because because I know going by the CDC that it's usually people 65 or older. I understand that you have to go by certain limits. I mean, you have to go with something. You got to have some type of structure with stuff. So I understand them saying 65 or older. I don't think that that's a guarantee more than if you were, in your 20s or 30s. I think they're just going based off of, it's kind of common sense that when you're older, sickness can hit you a little harder. Things are a little more serious. But, I mean, Popovich could get it and not have any symptoms and be just fine. Or he could get it and everything be awful. So I don't know. But they also said, I heard somewhere where they could possibly wear a mask, or I don't really understand. I'm a little confused about it. I guess because you're going out, they're trying to do a campus setting type thing, right? To try to make sure these players don't get it. But at the same time, these players are gonna go out. I mean, just similar to what Shannon Sharp said. He said that locker rooms are basically just a part of society, like a microcosm of society. I don't know what I think that's how he said it. I don't know what he said, but and those players, they're gonna have their own thoughts on it. They're gonna have their own feelings about it and go do whatever. So I don't know, but I feel like they're gonna be testing them so often. I mean, is it really that dangerous? I don't know. I mean, I guess it is, but I don't know. I'm neutral, man. I'm neutral on it. if Popovich comes back, that's fine. But the thing is, they said they can't be on bench, so I don't know if that means that they can't be in Orlando at all. I don't know if that means that they could be there, but they'll be in the higher stands. I don't know. I mean, they could go like the offensive coordinator route in the NFL and like he play, give calls from the bottom. I don't know. I'm confused myself, to be honest with you. So I don't know. I've had a few people, because I actually posted with the thanks Gio. Yo, it's a little GIF on it. Look, a little GIF. Thanks, dude. I appreciate it. You always a down one, dog. You always a down one. If you guys want to like support even more, you need to go make sure you subscribe to Order on the Court. That's a group, a collaboration that I'm with, and we're gonna be doing like live games. We're gonna have like a whole bunch of different shows, mailbag episodes where people, ask questions on our social media and we can answer them and stuff like that. We already got quite a few videos up, but we're working on improving our quality right now. We got a website up and everything. So if you guys want to support Order on the Court, that would be awesome too. But yeah, no, what was I saying? I was saying Popovich, he's 71, and I understand. I'm kind of curious of what they're gonna do. Like, can he be there? I mean, I'm not saying we need Pop, but we kind of do need Pop. Like, I don't see us winning anything or doing anything without Pop. So I don't know. I guess we'll see. I think the way that they did it, I know a lot of people have asked me how do I feel about what they decided to do, the whole 22 team and the 8th and 9th do the tournament. I'm totally with it. I think it's fair, and just like Michael Jordan said, he didn't want anything that's gimmicky. He didn't want to go into this and it just be kind of gimmicky and just do like a bracket tournament or something. No, I think this is much better. I think doing the full-on best of 7. Because the thing is, too, guys, you got to think of it like this. I think before people would say whoever wins get an asterisk. I don't know if that should be the case now. I don't think it should be the case whoever wins gets an asterisk, because you have more than enough chances to prove that you deserve to be a champion. You know what I'm saying? So every single player, every single team has had to have the same amount of time off. And if you couldn't adjust that, if you weren't a good enough player or good enough coaches to adjust to it, then that's just on you. You didn't deserve the championship in 2020. And that just is what it is. So I think that it's a fair thing that they're doing. And I know a lot of teams are going to lose momentum, but I think most teams are going to have momentum, to be honest with you. All right, let me see some of these. Let's see. All right, let me see before. I love that song, though. I'll definitely try to get it more views. Oh, thanks, man. Yeah, I might make another one. Man, you're talking too fast. I don't understand much. Oh, sorry. I'm just excited. I'm guessing they'll test them every day. Yeah. Clan, who would you start the Spurs with? Well, you want my honest opinion? Who I want to start? It would be number one, DeJounte. Number 2, look like to start, but it's one of those players where he has to start. Like you can't default DeMar. Hope that's fine. Some questions. Let me see. Oh, another question still up here. Don't know who John is. All right, Clan. What are the realistic chances that we get Ingram, especially with the ownership stake sale? Do you think it's possible? Think about Brandon Ingram. First off, do you want Brandon Ingram? Me and my boys at Order on the Court, we had a draft episode called Next Up that we were talking about certain draft perspectives or prospects or whatever. Fall to us, you say hypothetically we were at 11, right? They could fall to us and we'll be in pretty good shape. And I think that they got the potential of being better than Brandon Ingram. I wouldn't want Brandon Ingram. You don't want Brandon Ingram. I'm gonna go ahead and go on a is it Will? And say we don't get Brandon Ingram or even look his way. I don't see Spurs getting even his character. He's not a Spurs type player at all. I don't think that's a good player to look at. Yeah, we wouldn't. I don't think Spurs would want to deal with it. And he's kind of I don't want to talk bad about dude, but just from a fan's perspective, he's kind of an underachiever. He's one of those players that just feels like an underachiever to me. All right, let me see here. He got potential, but I don't know. I like the question, who would you start with this season resumes? But we're starting a team like this is gimmick because it questions the fact the current revenue structure is not going for the long run. Yeah, bro, I missed the whole starting lineup. Your stuff is messing up. Oh, okay, yeah, I'll say it again. My starting lineup will be number 1, DeJounte, because it has to be. And he's a really good defender, obviously. Number 2 would be, what did I say? Lonnie. I'll go with Lonnie Walker. And I'm going to say why, too, by the way. But Lonnie Walker, DeMar DeRozan, L.A., Jakob. And I think that that's a good mixture. You got 3 defenders out there. You got 2 guys you can go to at half court if you really have to with DeMar and L.A. You got Lonnie Walker who can go off at any point. And, yeah, I think that's a really good starting 5 if we start off with that. Coming off the bench, I would really like to see Keldon, Derek White. Obviously, Patty would switch up here and there with Brent Forbes, and then you would have. Damn, it's gonna be tough. But you know they could switch up like they did last season with Jakobs and LA's minutes. You know, one person comes out and the other person rests. They do an extensive amount of minutes and then they switch. So they could do something like that. But yeah, and then it'll be Trey Lyles and Rudy, or something like that. I think that would be nice. Keldon Johnson is a very high IQ player, like Derek White, and I think that they'll complement each other pretty well. Those two. Not to mention that they're both extremely good defenders. I personally think Keldon Johnson is the best defender on the team, and you know maybe right behind Derek White, but I just feel like he's the best because he's so young. Yet we've seen him already lock down certain players, and like I know a lot of this season has been so bad till we kind of held on to certain stuff. Like we look at Lonnie, and we held on to the Rockets game. We're like, you know, that's what makes him great. That Rockets game. Like we got to hold on to certain stuff this season, but I don't think it's a fluke. You know, certain plays that we've seen from these guys. And Keldon Johnson, that block on Luka was nasty. I mean, it just was. You know, there's no way around that. That was just nasty. I'm trying to see how I could adjust this. I got a new clamp here that's much better than my old one. So, I don't know. It looks good though. Yeah, that looks good. If we get into the playoffs, let's please bench DeMar against LeBron. We know he is against him. Oh, we know how he is against him in the playoffs. Yeah. Actually, I'll tell you this, man. When we win against the Lakers, I think DeMar DeRozan. See, the one thing that's frustrating with DeMar DeRozan is like he's such a good player. Like he's our best scorer, obviously. Like it's blatantly obvious that he's our best scorer. But the thing about him is, he comes to play when he wants to come. Like when he wants to be nasty and go at your throat, it's like, damn, man, he's one of the best players in the league. And then any other game is just, he's good. You know, he give you 20-some points. He's good. But, you know, he might take off a few plays on defense or something like that, or, you know, kind of lose it in the fourth quarter or something like that. But when he went against LeBron, every time I see him go against LeBron, especially ever since he left Toronto, he's played hard against LeBron. And I think partly because of that is because of that narrative that he's scared of LeBron, or like he's LeBron's little brother or something. You know, he don't like that. You know he doesn't like that. He's a grown man. He don't like that. So when he goes against LeBron, he plays pretty hard. Similar to when he goes against Kawhi, he plays pretty hard. So that's one thing that's playing in our favor, because more than likely we will play Lakers first, right? So yeah, he would go down pretty hard. Another thing that's in our favor, guys. Another thing. There's no damn home court. There won't be any fans in attendance, I'm sure. I don't know how they're going to do this. They're going to find a way to keep it entertaining. They got plenty of time to prepare for that. So I think as a viewer, we're going to be fine. But yeah, there won't be any home court. And one thing that has been apparent with the Lakers is that they drive on that home court. They strive. They eat it up. They're just one of those players where it's so contagious at the Staples Center, and you know that's one thing I am gonna miss, because yes, say hypothetically the Lakers do go against the Clippers out there, you know, with the Clippers gear and the Lakers gear, but that's besides the point. I think it's gonna be very interesting with the Lakers going against us if we can make the playoffs. Going against anybody and seeing how they play with no crowd, because they strive off of that. Like that is their bread and butter, is that crowd. Especially just the way they play, the style they play, kind of like, you know, we just gonna straight up dunk on your head, get rebounds, fight hard like that. That is a lot of crowd. That is a lot of crowd pushing you, helping you out too. So we'll see how that goes as well. I'm kind of curious. Clan, when are you gonna rebuild the Spurs? Man, I had a hard time. First off, I had a hard time streaming it. When I was streaming it, it wasn't working right. So I had to get some new stuff, which I did. I got some new stuff, so I can try to hook it up a little bit better. And I'm waiting on an SD card so I can put it in there. But I'm gonna start doing more like gaming stuff too. I got another channel as well that I'm gonna start trying to grow too, but with gaming stuff. But man, I tried rebuilding. I tried live and doing it and trying to figure out what's going on with it. It's gonna take me some time to figure it out, man. I was kind of confused what they needed me to do. You said, can you stream more? Yeah. I can try to stream more. You gotta keep in mind, I'm also doing summer classes, so Monday through Thursday is tough, and then with Order on the Court, we're starting that up, and then I'm on there Tuesday and Thursday nights. But I'm gonna try my best. We'll figure this out. Do you think I have nice juice box fade? Thanks. Do you think we have a shot at beating the Lakers? Yeah, but you know, I never been afraid of LeBron. That's just my thing. I don't know. I just never been afraid of LeBron. I'm gonna tell you this. I'm gonna say this. We have a shot, but it's gonna be hella hard. And the only reason it's gonna be hard, I don't think it's because of LeBron necessarily. I mean, he's a big part of it, obviously, but I don't think it's the backcourt that's gonna make it hard on us. It's that front court. Like, they're so lanky, and that's like the one thing that we are struggling with, is that we don't have many big guys. Like, it's times where we have to put Trey Lyles at center, you know, unless we can bring in Drew Eubanks or bring in which we won't do. I don't even know what I was about to say this. I was about to say maybe Luka, but Luka ain't gonna play this season. But if we can bring in Drew Eubanks and try to utilize that more with Jakob, I think we got a better shot. But it's gonna be super tough. Just stopping them around the rim is the part that's gonna scare me. I think the main question for fans is this: like, do you want to fight to make the playoffs, or would you rather the Spurs not make the playoffs? Because as it stands right now, we don't really lose much if we make the playoffs. My thing is this, though. Well, we lose a lot, actually. But here's my thing with the Spurs, okay? I want us, this is my thought process on it. I want us to fight and fight and fight and fight. And our record by the end of the 8 games be 7-1, maybe 6-2. I don't want to see 5-3. I don't want to see 4-4. I don't want to. No, I don't want to see any of that, and then scrape into the playoffs. I don't want to see that. I want it to be 6-2, 7-1, or just win out. Because my thought process is this: I do not want them to make the playoffs and have no chance in hell of competing. There's no home court, so we don't even have to worry about home court at this point. You don't even have to worry about it. It shouldn't even be on your mind as far as home court, right? I'm sure they're still going to be playing music and stuff like that, trying to keep them kind of excited. But like home court, no. There's no home court, so there's no excuse for that. So we don't have to worry about going to Staples Center. Thank God. I would hate to have to do that. But yeah, that's my thing. That's my thought process on it. It's like, yo, if you're going to do this, do it. Fight hard, try to win, and be in position to try to win it all. Because the last thing we need right now is for us to make it to the 8th seed, and we scraped in there. We look like trash still. We're still inconsistent. And then next thing you know, now we're out, and we lost our draft position. Now, here's the thing. I think, now, you guys can correct me if I'm wrong, but this is what I read, and this is how I interpreted it, of what's going on. As it stands right now, they're going to go off of what your seeding was, what your position was leading up to March 11th when the season stopped. Okay? So that's when the season stopped, was in March. Okay? So they're going to base it off of that. Unless you make the playoffs. If you make the playoffs, then I think it changes your position or your chances at the lottery. It's gonna impact you that way. But I'm pretty sure that's what it said. So us fighting and not making the playoffs does not hurt us whatsoever. So I don't think any fan should necessarily say tank at this point. Tanking will do nothing. We would just travel to Orlando for nothing and lost with no dignity. Like it wouldn't help us at all at this point. But if we do fight and we make the playoffs, I just want us to be good enough to compete. I don't want it to, be any scraping by. None of that. Because there's no point. And it doesn't help us. And that was my thing, this season. And I think that was the concern with a lot of Spurs fans was like, okay, if we make the playoffs, we ain't going to do anything. And we were so inconsistent till it's like, dude, we can scrape in and just get kicked out, while we're at 8th seed and, lose our positioning and not have as good enough chances at getting a lottery. But this way is perfect because I don't think we can lose this way. And I don't think it's going to be a gimmick. I don't think it's gimmicky if we make the playoffs. I feel like the way that it's structured right now and how the West looks, if you make the playoffs, even those teams from 9th to 12th, if you make the playoffs, you deserve to be there. Like, real talk, you deserve to be there. The way that it's set up, you deserve it. Like, there is no, this team didn't deserve this team. No, because you think about it, 8 games, I know that's not a long time, but it's about 10, okay? I know it's not a whole bunch of games, but you have to play some big games, which is going to be like playoff games because these teams going to be playing hard. It's more concentrated. You're not playing teams that has no shot at the playoffs. You're going to be playing teams that have a shot in the playoffs, already in the playoffs, trying to improve their seeding. Like, it is going to be tough. So you got to prove yourself in the 8 games. And even when it's all said and done, more than likely, 8th going to have to go against 9th in the West. I mean, I don't even think that it's going to be a question that that's what's going to happen. You're going to have to go against the 8th seed. All right? And it's probably going to be Grizzlies. It's going to be the Grizzlies versus whoever, in the 9th seed. It's going to be tough. And when it says double elimination, you have to beat that team twice. They can beat you once, or you got to beat them twice. Like, dude, it doesn't get tougher than that. You've proven that you want to be in the playoffs, and you've proven that you can make some noise in the playoffs at that point. How the season was set up right now, we still had about 20 games left. So you could have scraped by so many games. You could have scraped by. Some teams could have started losing, and then you ease into the playoffs. Not like this. This is straight on, full steam. Try to get to that 9th seed. Fight. And I think whoever hits that spot deserves it. I don't think anyone's going to scrape by. That's just me. I think they're going to play hard. They're going to be rusty. I think it's going to be some low-scoring games. I don't see any games that's going to, be in 120 like we've seen. But, yeah. Let me see. I miss Issy. But that's opportunity we can try, don't you think? Wait, what? Wait, am I missing something? Were y'all talking to somebody else? You're probably talking to somebody else. What? Okay, let's say they just can't win anything. Can you move lower on the lottery? No. I think from my understanding, you're going to be where you're going to be. Where we were was 12th. So even if we go 0-8, it doesn't do anything. I will still be 12th or where we were. And I'm assuming that whoever, I'm trying to think how it would work, because right now we're 12th, right? And we beat, just say we go against the Grizzlies, we're 9th seed, we go against Grizzlies, we beat the Grizzlies. Grizzlies get kicked out of the playoffs, right? They get kicked out of the playoffs. I'm assuming their position would be 9th. I don't think they would take on the position that we had before. So it would be 9th, and then I think everyone else would go down 1. I think that's how that would work. And then our positioning would have been the 8th. I think that's how it works. I think that's how it's gonna work. But but us being out of the playoffs right now and then just constantly losing isn't gonna do anything. We're 12th regardless. And even if we fight up to the 9th and we don't make it, we're still 12th. The only way that I think we change our positioning is if we make the playoffs. We make the playoffs and then we'll be 8th, and then that changes our lottery. So we went from the 12th to the 8th, so our chances are a little different. But the thing is too, man, and I've said this before, the draft is open. It is wide open as far as who can get lottery picks. No one expected the Grizzlies to get number 2, the 2nd pick. They did not have great chances to get the 2nd pick at all, and they got it. So I mean, it really is random. You know what I'm saying? So it's, I think it might be a little disingenuous for us to put too much stake on it. And on top of it, guys, another reason why I don't think we lose much, we could probably get a decent positioning or maybe trade down if we want to. But I know we all want Danny and Vija. We probably won't get them. But the guys that we do want, or other guys that we're looking at, we'll probably be able to get them whether we're in the 12th or we're in the playoffs. It's not going to be that big of a deal. And if you look at a lot of teams that do tank purposely or try to get, the players, it don't always work out. Look at the Knicks. They're trash. But you look at the Spurs, we know how to pick players. And really what the Spurs need right now, this draft is not super strong, okay? There's some really good players, some players with a lot of potential. But what the Spurs really want, and we looked at some guys on order on the court, what the Spurs really want is like a small forward, in my opinion. Small forward / power forward, big guy, that can defend, athletic, and there's plenty of those. There's quite a few of those. You can get that player probably later on in the draft. It probably doesn't even have to be a top 12 pick, or you know what I mean? You can probably get him later in the draft. So I don't think we need to focus too much on what our lottery pick is going to be, because it's iffy already. Even if we'll get first, yes, we'll have a shot, a better shot slightly, but it won't matter at the end of the day. And I mean, I guarantee you the Warriors won't get the first pick, and they're the worst team in the NBA. So yeah, I think that it's just going to come down to who what we do with that pick, whatever pick we get. But it's not a player coming out of this draft that's going to be, or that we're assuming there's going to be some player that end up becoming really great, really good, or whatever. But we don't have any Jordans or Kobe's or LeBrons or Duncans or coming out of this draft. It doesn't really look like we got that. Denny Avdija are probably going to be the biggest thing. Surprisingly enough, LaMelo Ball is probably going to be pretty doggone good. But you don't really have a lot of players to choose from that's like, okay, this guy's definitely a star, definitely a star, definitely a star. It is very iffy. Tim Duncan, when he was drafted, it was blatantly obvious, best player in the world, go for him. But you don't really see that in this draft. And even the players that's going to be picked early on, probably not even players we need. We really need a small forward. Like, desperately, we need a small forward. We need a small forward / big man. And I think we're going to put ourselves in a pretty good position to do that. I think we're going to be in a really good position to do that. But yeah, I wouldn't stress too much about that. Where we're going to end up being in the lottery. I don't think it matters as much as we want it to matter. At the end of the day, we'll probably still be able to get the second or third, player that we wanted. And I look at Keldon. Like, we all praise Keldon. People now, I don't believe this. But I have seen a lot of fans say this. A lot of fans have said they believe Keldon's going to be a star. I don't believe it. I think Keldon's going to be a big part of the Spurs. I don't think he'll be a star, but I want to be wrong. And a lot of people feel like he can be a star. Who knows? He might become a star. If he became a star, I mean, he wasn't a lottery pick. And then you look at Lonnie Walker, he fell into our lap. And I know he's going to be a star. He wasn't a lottery pick. So I don't think we need to put too much focus on it. Yes, you're going to need a superstar player, superstar talent. And most of the time, if not almost all the time, you're going to end up having a player that came out of the lottery that's leading your championship team. It just is what it is. It's a little easier to see talent, and talent transfers a little better from college to NBA than other sports. But it's fine. It's fine. We'll see. But this draft isn't the one to even worry about, because you got to think about it too like this. Next season, guys, just say, I'm assuming the reason why I'm optimistic about this season is because of all the stuff that happened. The hiatus, 3 months hiatus, all that stuff going on. That's why I'm excited for this, because I'm like, our coaching staff had a lot of time to prepare. That's why I'm excited. Now, if I look at it in a different perspective, as far as we need a star, we need the next superstar, guys, we probably don't have to worry about that until next season, or the season after next, actually, because you could try to go after Giannis in 2021. Okay, that's another thing that people aren't mentioning. I know everyone's saying he's going to the Warriors. You could go for him. He like Budenholzer, and I'm sure he'll love the Spurs system, so that's another thing. You could go after him. You're going to have a lot of money left over. More than likely, DeMar will be gone. LA will be gone. You're going to have a lot of money, okay, to spend or use it how you must. We could start looking into the next star during those seasons, or during that season, because Lonnie Walker is going to be a star, right? I think all of us agree Lonnie Walker is going to be a star. Going into that season, is it next? Yeah, next season, or the season after next, Lonnie Walker will probably be our main guy. We don't know how good he's going to be. But then from there, then you could probably go after a Giannis, or you can go after a superstar. You're going to have a lot of money. That's one of the things where, I'm not big on LA. Like, you guys know that. I get irritated with LA a lot with certain stuff that he's been saying, like these subliminals about going back to Portland. I hate that stuff, man. I hate it. It's like, dude, shut up about that. But in the same realm, and if I'm thinking of it in a different way as well, I don't want to trade him, because if you trade him, more than likely you're probably going to try to get equal value for him, and that would come with the money too. we don't lose anything losing LA, and that's something that Rob said on Order on the Court. I'm gonna keep telling you guys, go subscribe to Order on the Court. We talk about all this stuff, but one thing that he said is you're not gonna lose anything, and I never thought of it like that, but he's completely right. You don't lose anything by letting LA walk. He was a free agent. We signed him. Might not have worked out. You don't lose anything. Experiment that went wrong. You don't lose anything. But with DeMar DeRozan, yeah, you might lose something. That's where I come in and say I kind of want us to trade him. But and I want it to be a mutual trade. I don't want it to be like, oh, you know, it was out of nowhere. No, I want to talk. I would like for the Spurs to talk to him, see what they want to do, trade him for something. You know, something. Second round pick, I'll be cool. And then save some money. But yeah, with LA, we lose nothing. I mean, LA's gone, we good. So with that being said, we don't really have to worry about that. It's gonna be so much money left over, and not even that. You know, I know I'm sitting here talking about LA and DeMar. Think about everyone else that's gonna be gone at that point. I think Rudy Gay's contract will be up, right? He's getting paid a good chunk. Patty, no telling what happened with Patty. I don't know if Patty will retire by the end. We'll probably re-sign Bryn for you know, a small deal or whatever. That's what I'm assuming. But yeah, I mean, you're gonna have so much money, and then by that time, think about it. We all agree we got DeJounte Murray on a discount, right? We all feel like he got a lot of potential. We got him on a discount. Even DeJounte Murray, we're good. Like, we got him set for some years. We just, I'm trying to get my words out. I haven't spoke with you guys in so long, but like, we're in a really good position, like really good position, like to the point where we don't even have to worry about certain stuff. Like, we don't have to worry about, we have to worry about the future. You know, we got to find a small forward, obviously, but you got Luka Samanic, you got Keldon, you got Lonnie, you got Derek, you got DeJounte. I mean, these are some top tier talent when they come into their own. Lonnie Walker don't even know how good he is yet. You know? So, yeah. I don't know, man. I don't know. I'm going to go ahead and start. I'm going to get ready to go ahead and get off. It was really cool talking to you guys. Let me see if I missed any questions or anything, and then I'm going to go ahead and hop off. Yeah, we can get a small forward in this year's draft, man. But we just don't really have to worry about getting a lottery pick. I mean, who are you expecting to get with that lottery pick that, like, you just want so badly? Like I said, the one guy that the Spurs actually really want is Denny. If they had a top tier pick, they would get Denny. That's who they've been scouting this whole time. All right, let me see. Dang, Marcus, you came late. I'm about to get off. Hold on. Present. Okay, Spurs. Okay, so crazy thought. If Bucks don't do nothing in the playoffs, Giannis might leave. Is there a chance we get him? Oh yeah, we talked about that. I feel like we would. Oh, by the way, go subscribe to Order on the Court. Okay? Go over, just type it in YouTube, Order on the Court. I think it should come up. It should come up. If not, you can go to my last video, and I left a link in the comments. And that was an episode from Order on the Court where I did a mailbag on my own that episode. And I think Rob did one. I think his mailbag is this Saturday. It's tomorrow. I think he did it by himself too. For this next one, I think he did it by himself. I don't know if Maddie or Harrison was on that one, but yeah, go subscribe to Order on the Court, man. Order on the Court. We are starting up. It's a whole Spurs NBA kind of collab thing. It's a lot of fun, and we're getting more equipment right now. You know, mics and all that, just to make it better, make the streaming a little better. Trying to figure out ways of just making everything clean. Right now, it's been a few hiccups, but for the most part, it's been cool. Like, we've had some pretty good episodes, but they're gonna get better. But yeah, go check that out. Order on the Court. I really appreciate you guys coming through. Thank you to the super chat from Gio. That means a lot to me, dude. Especially during this troubling time we're having. But yeah, y'all. Y'all stay safe. Stay good, people. Obviously I got my black on. Power to the people. And I'm gonna go ahead and get off. Yeah, I didn't miss anything. All right, guys. I'll get with you later. Stay safe. Deuces.